Welcome to the Husky Football Review. I'm your host, Chad Summers, alongside Hewitt-Trussville head coach Josh Floyd, fresh off another impressive road win against another 7A opponent, Gadsden City. Final score 31-27 at their place. And Coach, fantastic win. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks. It was a big win for our team. Obviously, that's a very good football team, a very talented football team. They've got size, speed, they've got it all. I mean, offensive line, Gadsden City average, I think, around 290. Just some big kids, very athletic, had a great running back. Defensively, they were really, really good. So, every touchdown was well earned. They weren't going to give up a lot of big plays. So just glad to get a win. They were ranked number 3 in the state, whatever rankings mean at this point. They don't mean a lot at this time of year, but that shows the respect that the state has for Gadsden City this year, and they should. They're a very, very good football team, and they have a good chance to win their region. So, it was a great win for us.
And could possibly see them again in the playoffs if
Sure.
if that comes to be. But rankings don't mean much at this point in the season, like you said. But at the same time, on the same field, they beat number 1 Bob Jones the week before they played us.
Sure.
And we went out there and really had 3 touchdowns that were taken back. It really wasn't as close as the score indicated.
Well, I felt like we were in control of the game most of the night. Obviously, we were worried about them because they can score so quick. Just they had so many athletes on the field. But our defense played really well, especially the second half. They played really, really well on defense. We didn't even give up a point on defense until the very end of the game, the very last drive. And we were trying to just try not to give up a big play at that point. So we did have some touchdowns called back, which hurt us. But at the end of the day, we got a W, and that's all that matters. Especially when you're going on the road and you're playing a big time team like that you just want to win. Well,
halfway through the season, we're sitting at 3-2. A couple of bounces go our way. We're 5-0. Every game is just. I mean, the price of admission to come to a Hewitt football game these days is well worth it because it's so entertaining, the product you're putting on the field. And we, as a community, we appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Well, I appreciate it. I don't know if we want it to be as exciting as it has been in the last couple of weeks. We prefer to finish the games. And I told the kids after the game is we just got to do a better job of finishing games. And once again, we're going to take a win no matter what the score is, 3-2 or 64-63. We're going to be fired up about it. But if we want to become a championship team, then we've got to learn to finish games off. And so that's the only thing disappointing the last couple of weeks is we could have finished it off a little bit easier, and we could have relaxed a little bit more at the end of the game. But I guess it's been fun for the fans.
It sure has. It sure has. Yeah. I was sitting around. We had a good group. We had a good
crowd.
Crowd that
really
traveled.
Good crowd.
And of course, we hit top of the river beforehand, and you'll learn about that. And I was kind of bloated going into the game, but it was a good night, absolutely, for everybody involved. So with the first half and the second half highlights, let's take a look at those now with under the call of Mark Wright and Zach Steele.
Well, they'll keep that one in the back of your head. It may be there all night. Thomas will keep up the middle. Big hole for him. He's going to make a man miss, and he's down the field.
He's gone, Zach.
Going to break a tackle, and he will go. Touchdown, Huskies. Zach Thomas, 49-yard run. Hold everything. We got a flag at the 31.
It looked clean through these Husky glasses.
Absolutely. 2nd down and 3. Fake the reverse. Good one up top. He's got Cash, and he's open, and he's got it at the 22. Thomas to Cash. They fake the end around. Waited a long time for that one to develop, Chris, but it's a first down. Here they come. Thomas on a draw. Thomas is going to take it inside the 5. Spin, break a tackle, and
great.
He will score. Touchdown, Huskies.
Excellent work by your quarterback there.
They'll have a first down from their own 33-yard line. They'll go from the pistol formation here. They'll turn and give to the running back. And he's going to have 5-10 and break a couple tackles. Breaks another tackle. That's pretty good running right there. Overload to the right side. And they will give that way. And he's going to lose a couple. Now he's going to make a man miss, and he's going to take it in for the score, I believe. Yes.
Second effort. Got him there.
Back to throw is Thomas. Going to throw over the middle. He's got Moore. Moore's across the 50. It's a foot race. Moore's down at third inside the 30, 20, 15, 10. They will bring him down at the 2-yard line. Thomas to Moore.
And that's how you convert on a 3rd down right there.
Thomas will keep. Make a man miss. He's going to take it in for the score. Zach
Walks
Thomas.
in.
6 for the Huskies. So the delay of game, the phantom delay of game penalty doesn't matter. They'll send a man in motion. They'll give inside to the running back. Got to stiff arm a man. He's going to break tackles, still on his feet, and finally pushed out of bounds inside the Husky 30. They'll mark him out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for Gadsden City. They'll give on a little sweep play. Huskies good pursuit, but they can't get to him. He'll make his corner. He's going to take it in for the score. Probably in 4-down territory here, so you just hope you don't lose a yard or something here. They will give to Street. Big penetration. Street's got a hole. He's across the 30, 25, and all the way down inside the 20 to the 15. Big play that time for the Huskies. Thomas will roll the pocket. Now he's going to keep. Thomas is inside. Whoa, big hit. Thomas on his feet still. And Thomas just absolutely levels somebody coming up trying to tackle him.
It's second down.
Second down and goal from the 2. Thomas will fake the give. He's going to take it to the middle and stroll in for 6. Huskies back on top.
The Huskies have found something right there in the middle, Zach.
They will give inside. He'll try to cut it back. And he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Excellent pursuit. Excellent pursuit. That's going to be number 33 right there.
Dramus back to throw. He's going to sling it over the middle, and it is intercepted. Intercepted. Jared Nelson with the pick. Off his hands, and the Huskies come up with a big turnover, Chris. They will motion Jerry and Street out of the backfield. Thomas will roll the pocket. Looking to throw the little screen pass. He's got more. Moore is inside the 20, 15,
he's gonna go.
10. He's gone. Touchdown, Huskies. And a flag comes in late.
Here we go.
The Huskies. Thomas will roll. Looking to throw. He's got a man wide open. It's Cash. Cash is inside the 5 to the 4. That's going to be a 1st and goal for the Huskies. Quickly here. Thomas will motion Street. This time he'll give to Street. He'll take it in for the score. Touchdown.
Ball came
Huskies.
out.
Penalty on the play. And a flag comes flying out late. 14-point cushion now. 2:52 left to go in the 3rd quarter. They will onside kick it, and they will recover the fumble. Huskies have it. Oh, my goodness.
Zach, you called it.
Back to throw is Zach. Gonna slow. He's got a man open. It's
Wide
Dalton
open.
Meadows, 1st down. Inside the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. How about that? Back to throw. Got a man over the middle. Tipped. Intercepted. Oh my goodness. Devin Reed with the pick. The tip drill. Holy cow. They'll motion Street. They'll give to Street. Fumble the football. And now Gadsden City's got a scoop and score. Unbelievable. Wow. Really need to come away with points here. They'll send Meadows in motion. They will give to Jerry and Street. Room to run. Breaking tackles inside the 10.
He's in the corner.
And pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal coming up for the Huskies.
Quarter, Zach.
Thomas, keeper all the way. Thomas trying to get to the corner. He will on a penalty play. They're going to get a block in the back on the Huskies. Huskies will break a huddle quickly. Now look at this. Everybody overloaded on one side. Thomas is going to dive for the goal line. Is he in? They're going to mark him down just short. Now what do you do? About as close as you can get. It's up. It is good. 10-point Husky lead.
He got it.
Now he's back to throw. Good pressure up the middle. Got a man open. Makes the catch. And he is spilled at the 20-yard line of the Huskies. Run the clock a little bit more. 2 or 3 plays if they're going to score.
Sack would be good right now.
Got a man open over the middle. He doesn't see him. Now he's looking to throw. He's going to throw it in the end zone, and it's incomplete. Bunch set. They will send a man in motion. And he's back to throw. They'll sling it over the middle. Got a man open. But they will stop him short of the goal line. No, they're going to give him a touchdown.
Oh.
I thought they stopped him short.
They've only got 2 timeouts left. A couple of snaps, and we're going home.
Extra point is blocked. No good.
No good.
Partially blocked. Now it's a 4-point game. The crowd will let you know here. We'll boot it. It is up, out of bounds. And that's going to do it. They'll snap it to Zach. He'll take a knee, and that's going to do it. Unbelievable.
Again, Coach, 31-27, the final score. Just an exciting game, and it's been exciting to see the team progress from game one. Of course, we were good from game one, but to see how this team has progressed from game one to game 5, you got to be excited looking into the second half of your schedule.
Definitely. I think our guys have come a long way on both sides of the ball. One thing I've talked about several times since I've been here is just the personnel issue that we've had of just trying to figure out what we have and how they fit our system. And, just because they played a certain position last year doesn't mean it's the best for our system. And so, even last week we were still switching a few guys around. And, normally that's not a good thing to be doing in week 5 of the season. But I do think our guys have come a long way. I think they're really believing in what we're doing. And, sitting there at 1-2, we had a choice to make. And I think our guys have responded the last 2 weeks. And, now we've got this stretch run here at the end. And we're obviously 1-2 in region. And so, our backs are against the wall a little bit. So, every game's a big time game. And we've got to try to take it 1 week at a time.
Coach, to me, the turning point of the game was we had the lead. We had dominated time possession. I heard a stat, something like at one point of 40 plays between both teams, like 38 of those had been run by us because we just dominated the time possession into the first half and in the beginning of the beginning of the second half. But to me, the turning point of the game was the onside kick. Can you talk about that and the decision to go for that?
Sure. Well, it was something we had thought about doing beforehand, and then we saw obviously the penalty. They had a 15-yard penalty on them, so we were kicking off from their 45. So it made perfect sense to us to go ahead and worst case they get it at their 35-yard line. And so guys did a great job of executing. TJ had a great kick. I think Dalton Meadows was the guy that recovered it. And so I want to say something about our special teams. I think they made some big plays the last 2 weeks. One thing we did this week, I thought our kickoff team played exceptionally well, and that was the thing the entire week that I was worried about is we can't give Gadsden City any easy stuff. And because if you throw an interception, there's a chance it's going to be a pick six. If it's, you saw a fumble, and we had one fumble recovery, they took back for a touchdown. So I was worried about punting the ball to them, kicking it to them all week, and so we really tried to work on that. And I thought our kickoff team did awesome. We pinned them deep a few times, and so special teams has helped us win the game the last 2 weeks.
Well, and special teams, the entire team it's not just one guy ever. It's a team sport, but how clutch was that kick by T.J. McGettigan to seal the game, to make it a 10-point game and put it out of reach?
It was a big, it was a tough angle. It's a short field goal, but it's a very tough angle. We considered taking a penalty. We talked about it. TJ told me he could make it, so we went with TJ, and he made it, and it obviously ended up being the difference in the game. Well,
it was a big game. Special teams played a huge part. I announced to everybody sitting around me, including an earshot of your family, what a genius you were of the onside kick. And she turned around and said, "He's a genius when it works." So she's been a coach's wife for a long time.
Yeah, as long as it works, you're a genius.
She understands how the game's played.
Yeah.
Well, it was a big win. Weird stat: Hewitt is now 6-4 against Gadsden City. Don't ask me why I know this, but 5-1 on their field. So we would like going up there and playing at Gadsden City. It actually turns out pretty well for us through the years. But Coach, congratulations on a big win.
Thanks.
Stats, as we look at the stats right now, had about 200 yards passing, total yards 443 yards, only had 1 turnover. Penalties, we had a few, but it didn't cost us this week. Of course, Jerry and Street with another big game, 87 yards on 19 rushes. Zach Thomas, of course, doing what Zach Thomas does, putting defenses on their heels. And, of course, we mentioned McGettigan, Comore with a big catch, Dalton Meadows with some catches. And Coach, we're going to show some defensive stats as well. And the defense has been playing solid all year. And sometimes in the 63-point game, it doesn't show up because it is so misleading when you have a overtime game where you're starting from the 10-yard line, and it's hard to keep a team out. But our defense has been getting after people all season long.
They've done a great job, and they just keep getting better and better. Like I said, we've had some guys. We've still got some guys banged up a little bit. Tanner Harwell's a guy that was a really good linebacker for us first couple of weeks, and he's been out for really just the first game. It was the only game he got to play. So hopefully he's going to come back soon. But I've been really pleased with how we've progressed throughout the year. And if you'd have told me we'd give up 14 points to Gadsden City on defense up until the last minute of the game, I would have been pretty fired up about that, just because they have so many weapons on offense. Those guys were scoring 40 points a game, and so our defense did a phenomenal job.
Well, we're excited about what we've seen so far and excited looking toward the end of the season. Well, Coach, as we wrap up today, of course, got another big game this Friday night. That's sort of the story of our region, the story of our season. There's not an off week.
Sure.
Can you talk about Oak Mountain that we see this Friday night?
Yeah, Oak Mountain's a really good football team. They're a physical football team. Their style is a little bit similar to Vestavia Hills a few weeks ago, where they just play really, really good defense, and they're going to run the football on offense. And it's a different offense. They'll run some different option stuff, and but they've got some good sized linemen. Their backs run really hard. The quarterback's a really good runner. Just it's tough because it's a different type of offense. It's very hard to scheme up against that in basically 3 days is what you have. So I think they're doing stuff now that nobody else is doing, and I think that a lot of people are going to the spread and all that. Well, these guys are doing they're kind of old school, and so it's tough now to revert back to that. And but we're going to have a good week of practice and get ready for those guys. I mean, they're 4-1. They're ranked in the top 8 or 10, and so I guess we're pretty much like the SEC. I guess we're going to play for a ranked team every single week. What it looks like. So, but it's it's an exciting challenge, and we're glad to be back at home. Been on the road for a couple weeks and got some wins, but we're always glad to play at home.
Well, we are. And speaking of home, the game will be at Jackwood Stadium. This stadium is coming along. It's gorgeous, but still just a few more things left to do that we couldn't get done by this Friday night. So this will be the last homecoming at Jackwood Stadium. I can tell you that. So come out and support the Huskies this Friday night. Homecoming at Jackwood Stadium. I'm going to be representing the class of '91, and we're going to watch the Huskies roll to another victory this Friday night. Coach, congratulations again on the win Friday night, and look forward to seeing this Friday against Oak Mountain. Just a couple of reminders for you here at Homecoming Week. The Homecoming Parade, of course, is going to be Thursday. You want to get a good seat somewhere in downtown Trussville. I think it goes down Parkway Drive and up Chalkville Road. Always a big day in Trussville, and so you want to get your place and get ready for that Thursday afternoon right after school. Also, if you want to get tickets ahead of time for Friday night and beat the crowd, I think you can get those still at Bryant Bank. You can go to the Bryant Bank location right there in downtown Trussville and get your tickets for Friday night's game. And finally, of course, we always want to remind you about the game DVDs you can buy. Single game and season packages are available. You can get those by emailing hthsaf@gmail.com, and they can get you set up there. Again, for Coach Floyd and Karen Johns, I'm Chad Summers. We'll see you Friday night at Homecoming against Oak Mountain. Go Huskies!